smoker, we're here to save the day. We got tips and tricks, reviews and more. Join us on the back porch, that's what we're here for. We're not professionals, but we're here to help. Take a step into the lounge, don't be by yourself. Light up a stick, let the stories unfold. In the back porch lounge where the vibe is bold. Shy about the shop, no need to fear. We'll teach you the ropes and make it all clear. Learn the lingo, find your cigar groove. With the Leaf Cutters crew, you got nothing to prove. We're not professionals, but we're here to help. Take a step into the lounge, don't be by yourself. Light up a stick, let the stories unfold. In the back porch lounge where the vibe is bold. So grab your cigar, join the conversation. Let's light it up, spark some inspiration. The Leaf Cutters are here, the world to ignite. One stick at a time, under the porch light.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Back Porch Lounge. We are the Leaf Cutters, and we are not professionals, but we are here to help. And today in the Back Porch Lounge, we have an awesome guest. It's Fausto Gomez from Smokey's Lifestyle Cigars. How you doing today, Fausto?
Good, good. Glad to be here.
I feel like
Fausto
we need
actually,
an applause button after you introduce
I know, right?
somebody. It's like, oh, we need applause.
Yeah.
Yes, well,
There we go.
go.
We're all clapping for him now.
Awesome.
But it was funny meeting Fausto online. He actually posted a picture of a couple of the cigars that he had, and I had never heard of them. So I was like, yeah, if you send them to us, we'll smoke them. And sure enough, he was like, give me your address. So we did it, and we were quite impressed with these cigars. Matter of fact, this is the only one I had left, and it took a lot of willpower not to smoke it. So you should be very proud that we did not smoke the last one, because I don't think anybody has any left except for this one.
I think this is it, yeah.
Yeah.
You definitely picked a good one. A very sophisticated one. Definitely.
Absolutely. And this is the Solomon Maduro. And of course, it's 7x58, I believe, ring gauge.
58 on the thicker part, and it's like 50 on the lower end, on the beginning. Yeah.
Okay. And of course, the wrapper is Maduro. The binder and filler are Dominican.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not going to give any flavor profiles because we like you to figure out your flavors on your own.
Yeah, we'll do that.
But it is listed on the site if you're interested.
Definitely. So I'm happy to be here. Like I said before, we're going to learn something from each other. Like one of you hosts mentioned the other day in one of your podcasts that in the tobacco industry, we're here to learn. And if you learn one thing from me today, I basically do the same, and we all happy. That's what we're here for. We are a small independent cigar manufacturer that basically focuses on quality and craftsmanship. We create unique blends and produce a small batch to maintain that quality and control. We started back in 2016. Basically, when I retired, I went back to the DR and linked up with my father there in the Dominican Republic and started making cigars. And in 2016, we came back to Tampa, and we decided to start a company to start bringing cigars and producing cigars from the Dominican Republic and bringing them in. Increasing our sales every year by 30-40%, which I think is okay. In 2024, I don't like to get into numbers, but we sold 67,000 cigars in 2024. That's
pretty good.
That's not counting flavors. That's just straight cigars from our line. Correct. We mainly do events. We mainly do festivals and events throughout the East Coast. We have 3 different teams that we can be at 3 different places at one time. We average about 8 events a month, 7-8 events a month. Initially, I was doing, markets and local markets and things like that. But a few years ago, we got away from that and started doing bigger festivals. Instead of doing 10, 12 a month, we do 7, 6, but big ones. And that's it's been great. It's a lot of passion, a lot of dedication, a lot of effort, a lot of work to create a good product, definitely. And you guys mentioned that before. And that's exactly where we at.
That's awesome. So you're saying you do mostly events. Do you not have any retail right now?
No, I don't have brick and mortar. No. We have online presence and events.
Yeah.
Regular customers that send me an email, give me a call, send me a text. Yeah. So on a normal day, I ship out about maybe 10 to 12 orders a day. So the online presence does very well, and the events as well.
Okay.
Very cool.
I want to get back to the events in just a second. Robert, as we're lighting up, do you have any questions today?
And my question was, when you're blending cigars, how many different ones do you blend? And then you go, no, I don't want that one. Let's go on to another.
Okay. My father takes care of the plantation. That's another interesting thing. We grow our own tobacco. And in the plant, you have in the top of the plant is called the medio tiempo. I'm going to mention some words in Spanish because that's the only way that I know. And then the second portion of the plant is the ligero portion. That's basically what gives the strength to the blend. That is the one you use the most, the ligero. Then it comes the viso. The viso is like the third portion from the top to the bottom. And then the seco, which means dry, is the fourth portion of the plant, mainly used for binders and filler. So when we sit down at the factory, my two master blenders that I have almost full time in the DR, we mix blend. We take those leaves from different portions of the plant and decide what flavor is going to give to the blend that I want. I have 15 different cigars on my line right now. I have 4 Connecticut's, 5 Barber Poles, and 5 Maduros that I have. I created all this blend. I came up with this idea. Like now, when I go back to the DR for almost 2 months in the middle of June, we sit down almost every day coming up with ideas and blending cigars from start to finish. We go to the warehouse, we go to the place that we keep the bales, the packs of tobacco, and we start selecting from those 5 types of leaves from the plant and blending the cigars and coming up with the flavor. Everything is sun-grown. The only thing that we don't sun-grown is for the wrappers, basically broadleaf. That is shade-grown in the DR. So
interesting.
I know the entire process from start to finish. From the time we planted the seed, we use the tray system where we plant the seed, and then after the plant is about maybe 3-4 inches long, then we take it to the field, maybe 42 days, and then we take it to the field, which the sun grown takes about 16 weeks. Shade grown takes about 17 weeks. In the curing process in the ranchos, in the ranch, is anywhere from 40 to 65 days, depending on the temperature, the weather, if we get a lot of rain, or if it's just too dry. Yeah. So that is digging at the beginning. That is talking from the time we planted the seed to we take those bales back to the factory.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
So if we want to go ahead and give our first thoughts on the Solomon Maduro, I can go first. So far, I'm digging it. I like the taste of it. It doesn't have a full body taste to me. It has maybe like a medium full to me right now. And I think it's going to get stronger just because the last couple of these I've had, they have gotten stronger the more I smoked them. So I have a feeling that this one's going to do the same. But so far, I'm digging the taste. The unique shape to it, like Fausto was just talking about. When I was lighting it, I was like, I wonder how that's going to burn, but it has started burning evenly, just from light up. So
yeah,
the
first berry is going to be kind of earthy, kind of woody notes, and then it's just going to start picking up from there.
All right. How about you, Grim?
First thought is I miss Andy because he's easier to distill stuff from for these reviews. And
you got to go first.
I don't have that. I don't have that luxury. So no, it's good so far. I'd say meaningful. I lit it at the end too, like everybody else said, and it's burning even just fine. It's great construction, so yeah, no, it's great so far.
How about you, Robert?
Yeah, I have to admit, like everyone, I was a little wondering, I wonder how that's going to burn, but it burns nicely and no real aftertaste in the mouth. So far, so good.
And how about you, Zach?
So far, so good. No issues lighting it up. It reminds me a little bit of like a really big short story. Oh, the dog's coming to visit me. Sorry. The flavor, what I'm picking up so far is kind of a, like Fausto said, a little bit of earthiness, a little bit of like sweetness that I would call in the kind of earthy spectrum, and kind of that coffee sweetness a little bit to me. But so far, so good. I call it maybe a medium right now, but
I'm not sending her out anymore.
I'm guessing it is going to pick up.
I think the first one you tried was that the Barber Pole Torpedo. Yeah, that is, and you were correct. It's very smooth, very mild. That is one of my medium cigars. The Connecticut's that we have are meant to be light, little spicy at the beginning because it's a Connecticut broadleaf as a wrapper, but those are meant to be smooth and light. Then I move on to the Barber Poles, which are my medium ones, and then my Maduros, which are the ones that would put the kick into it. And this is one of them.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you were saying that you do events. Do you have like live rolling at your events? Like you actually roll cigars at the events?
I used to. I had a guy that used to work with me there in Santiago at the factory, and he moved up to Orlando, but now he went back like 3 months ago. But yes, I used to do weddings and events that if people wanted to have a roller on site, we'll do that. Yeah.
That's
I
cool.
normally don't do it at events because people get entertained and just watch and don't buy. So, yeah, I prefer to be selling cigars than rolling on the spot. Yeah.
I will say, watching somebody roll a cigar is kind of mesmerizing. When we were down in New Orleans for PCA, we went by the New Orleans Cigar Factory, and they've got I don't know, maybe 6 people rolling cigars in there, and I probably could have stayed there all day watching them work. It's just the skill is amazing.
Yeah, it's it's something very unique. We just came up with this one about a month ago. It's a fishtail figurado. Look at the fishtail at the end. It's sort of like
That's
a Solomon,
pretty cool.
but it's got the same ring gauge throughout the cigar. And look at the little fishtail at the end. Maduro cap in both ends. And this is something very, very difficult to make.
I would imagine.
A torcedor, a roller, probably rolls maybe 30, 40 cigars a day, max. Maybe 25. It's very, very, very difficult to make. Yeah, we just came up with this one. It's going to be released here in about a month. I'm testing it right now and stuff. But yeah, like your friend was saying the other day, you have to stay on top of your game. You have to come up with something new every few months, otherwise you fall behind. You got to be creative. I was at a dinner last Christmas with Carlito Fuentes in Santiago, and he said, Fausto, I dream, I sleep, I talk cigars all day long. And that's Carlito Fuentes. He's been in the industry for I don't know how long, but that's all we do, man. We think about cigars all day long. We go to sleep thinking about cigars to create something good, a new blend, a new cigar, a new vitola, something. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this. You have surprised us because we normally lean toward the Nicaraguan leaf more than Dominican. And we admitted that the first time we tried your cigar. But you surprised us. We actually enjoyed your cigar. And it was probably one of the few Dominican leaves that we've actually enjoyed.
Yeah. Dominican, it's not for me to say it, but we came a long way. I mean, last year, I think it was $1.34 million in sales. 75% of the sales were to the U.S. in cigars. So they're doing pretty good, you know. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, I really like Nicaraguans too, but since I'm there, I'm from there. We got properties that are 15 minutes from the factory. Turo Fuente Plantation is like 10 minutes from where I'm at. You have La Galera. You heard La Galera before. He was a CPA. It's also Dominican, Hochi Blanco. Yeah, a bunch of guys they get together there in the DR, and we come up with some ideas in different blends.
Very cool.
That's awesome. So do you roll yourself, or do you have a partner rolling for you?
No, I don't roll my cigars. We own half of the factory there. We have about I want to say 45, 50 employees, and we have about 15 full-time rollers that roll cigars. And yes, we do make cigars for some other folks as well, for some other brands as well. Yes, it's not all my cigar. Yeah, because it's the plantation is about 450 acres, so we produce enough to make for other people as well.
Very good.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Because I know you said you owned your farm. I didn't know if you owned all the rollers too. I didn't know if you were vertically integrated.
You say you roll. You say what was the question again?
So you do roll all your own.
Roll my own cigar.
Your factory,
Yes.
that the part that you own is also
it's
your
your
rollers.
factory, your rollers.
Correct. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was getting at, because you said you owned your own farm, so I assumed you owned your own rollers and your own factory.
We own everything from start to finish. That is correct.
That's awesome. That's
cool.
great. That's a great place to be.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, a lot of pre-planning. It takes a lot of effort, definitely. Like right now, we go back and start planting in August, September, and harvest at the end of December, January. So you have to program yourself so the production you're going to have is going to come out on time when you need it and everything. So it's really, it's a lot of planning that goes into it. And then since we do events, sometimes we plan an event a year out, 6 months out. So we have to make sure we have enough stock to be able to go there with plenty of cigars. Yep.
Absolutely.
Very cool.
So in a world dominated by, new cigar makers and everything like that, what made you want to start your own cigar company?
My father's been in the industry for over 60 years. He's now 81. My grandfather used to do the same thing as well. So when I retired from the Army, I went back to the DR, linked up with my dad, and I started helping him out. I started getting into it back again. And then in 2016, we decided to come back to Tampa with my wife and my child. And we used to go to events and festivals. And I say, Martha, hey, I don't see any, we are a beer, bourbon, and barbecue festival, and I don't see any cigar vendors out here. Why don't we start doing that? Why don't we start setting up a lounge, white tent, something very nice, and start selling cigars? So we bought into this factory again that my father previously sold in the DR. We bought it again, starting making cigars. And it's been impressive, man. Like I say, we increase our sales every year. Last year was amazing. 2020 was a little difficult because we all know what happened. But man, it's been great. It's been great.
That's
Very
awesome. Cool. And what made you come up with the name Smokey's Lifestyle Cigars?
Smokey's actually was a 57 Chevy that I had. And I put a platform in the back, and I used to sell cigars at the beginning out of the 57 Chevy. I used to go around to festivals and then sell the cigar out of the truck. And then he just started smoking a lot and breaking down a lot. And we used to call the truck Smokies because so actually my son came out with that idea. He said, why don't we name the business Smokies? Because of the truck.
Why not?
People call me Smokies, and I say, all right, I'm Smokey. But yeah, that's the rest of the story there. It's because of the truck.
I like it.
I mean, I'll tell you what, that's some good advertising right there. If I saw a 57 Chevy pulled up at a festival, I would definitely go to it.
Correct. And the lifestyle goes with, sometimes if we get some unique hats or guayaberas or something from the DR, my wife sell it as well. So it's the lifestyle, it's the hat, it's the shirt, it's the the cutter, the lighter, the torch, because we also have some accessories as well. So we Smokey's lifestyle cigars. So that's
Okay.
yeah.
I like that. And speaking of swag and hats and stuff like that, you sent us some awesome freaking hats.
Oh yeah.
And I wanted to show that off a little bit.
Thank you guys.
Now, I see the logo, and I love that logo, but I don't see it on anything else that you do. So, what's the story behind the logo? Since it's not on anything else.
The logo. You heard of Ybor City, Tampa, right? Tampa, Ybor City.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Where the Cubans migrated back in the 1800s.
Yeah.
So in Ybor City, there's a bunch of chickens and roosters running around.
Yes, there
I don't know
are.
if you've been there. And there's one rooster huge like that. They call it the General, and he walks around the entire town, the entire city, district there, up and down the street. So that is the reason. That is the reason behind the rooster. Tampa, the roosters, and Ybor City.
A little homage to the General. I like it.
Yeah.
I'm wearing my leafcutters hat today, but I do wear this hat a lot, actually.
No, that's very good.
I love it. It's very cool.
Yeah.
And we may or may not be doing that in a giveaway here soon. We set
Ybor
aside one
City-
for a giveaway.
Yeah, Ybor City was founded in 1885 by a guy named Vincent Martinez Ybor. He actually migrated from Key West, looking for better opportunities, and stuff like that. And by 1910, J.C. Newman and Arturo Fuentes, the father of Carlos Fuentes, also moving into Ybor City. And, and 10, 15 years later, there was about 60, 70 factories all over the place, all over Ybor City. Yeah, so, the embargo has something to do with it. In 1962, when JFK implemented an embargo into Cuba because of the Spanish-American War due to independence of Cuba. They had some issues there. There were some factories that closed down. But there's a lot of stories about these things. Something funny that JFK, before he placed the embargo, 10 days before, he asked one of his White House assistants to go back to Cuba and buy 1,200 cigars, H. Utman. He used to smoke petite H. Utman Coronas. So before he signed the embargo, he was sending people back to Cuba to buy some cigars for him.
Yeah, you got to have his cigars.
I'm pretty sure he was on the phone.
Yeah.
Do you have them? As soon as you did, sign.
Yeah,
It's
there
like,
we go.
okay, we're signing now.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's how that story went right there.
yeah.
Um,
H. Utman, right? They still make him.
H.
They
Utman,
make some in the DR.
absolutely.
They make some in Cuba. They make two different versions. One's in Cuba, and they make some in the DR. And H. Utman, when he moved to Cuba, he started the company. He was actually a banker, and he used to make cigars for his customers to give to his customer. Turned out a few years later that he was making better cigars than being a banker. So the bank went bankrupt, and he just kept making cigars.
That's
You see?
well,
Something to that.
that's
Yeah.
Well, you actually just explained. We do a segment on our show. One of our shows dedicated to short stories, right? And we just make up stories about cigars.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Billy had the H. Upman Banker, the actual Banker cigar,
Mm-hmm.
but he didn't know that story. So you just told everybody the story, that actual story behind that cigar,
Yeah.
which I think is fascinating and awesome.
That's
You
really
brought that
cool.
full circle for us.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. Yeah. Let me see what else about H. Utman. So they're making some right now in the DR. So the origin of the cigar is where it's made. Like you can transport Cuban seed to the DR or Nicaraguan seed to the DR, but it's going to be a Dominican cigar because it's made in the DR.
In Dominican, yep.
Same thing if you do it the opposite way to Cuba, import tobacco from the DR or Nicaragua, make it in Cuba, it's going to be a Cuban cigar.
Yep, we learned that on early. That's fascinating too. That you have all these different seeds that come from different countries, but since it's planted in a certain country, it's their seed now, or it's their leaf. That's fascinating.
Right.
So with since you're a veteran-owned company,
Mm-hmm.
I think you've already said it. Were you in the Army?
Yeah, I'm a retiree 7. I did 20 years and 2 months in the Army. Yeah. I joined the Army at 17 years and a half out of New York. My family immigrated in the late 80s. So I went to high school, went to college for a year, ran out of money. And by that time, my family wanted to go back to DR. And I say, no, why I want to go back? I'm just graduating high school. So I started college, ran out of money again, and just joined the Army, man. My first duty station was Germany. I did a lot of tours in Germany. I went to Desert Storm, invasion of Panama, Bosnia in 96 for 18 months. And I went to Iraq twice, in 2003 and 2006 before I retired. So they finally let me go in 2008. And yeah, man. Yeah, so I was fed up. I was tired. I needed a break.
I don't blame you. Yeah.
I needed a real break. So I packed up my stuff and went back to the DR, man. Lived my life there for a year. And then I had a friend working at the U.S. Embassy there. And he knew that I was in the DR, and he brought me into the embassy. So I worked at the Department of State for 10 years, too, at the U.S. Embassy there in the DR. So on the weekends, Friday I used to get off, drive to Santiago, because the embassy was in the capital, it is in the capital. And then, start working cigars with my dad, the plantation, and all that stuff. That's how everything got started. Yeah.
Wow.
So there's a lot of history behind it, man. It's a lot of work. Definitely a lot of work. And dedication. There's up and downs in this industry. No, I didn't start it with $1 million, but I started with $10,000. Yeah, you don't need $1 million. You don't need 2 to make 1. But you say that before. But I started with 10 grand, man, and yeah, and it's been amazing. It's been really good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what we've always been told from all the manufacturers. If you want to make $1 million in the cigar industry, you need to start with 2.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy, but I agree. A lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, like you're doing it, it'll pay off.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you got to have that passion. If you don't have that passion, you're just making a product that, whatever. And I'm excited about that fishtail that you just showed us.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
That's what we haven't tried now.
I'm definitely going to send you some.
Thank you.
I'm going to bring some back in July when I come back at the end of July, and I'm going to send you guys some of those when we release it. Because right now I only got like 3 or 4 that I brought with me back in December. Yeah, but it's been great, man. It's been great. I always recommend too. This is something that I recommend for every cigar maker out there. Once in a while, you have to, because there's a lot of things out there, man. I mean, maybe we're going to talk about the not so much fun stuff right now. There's a lot of companies out there that they sell cigars off the shelf. Right now, there is a company here in Orlando. You go there with $2,000. You come out of there with 300-400 cigars. Your label on it. But you don't know where it's coming from. You don't know who makes in that cigar. You don't know who's blending. You don't know what type of filler it has. So every once in a while, it's good to. This is my 6x60 fishtail, right? Let's break the fishtail open. Once in a while, you have to take a knife and crack it open, right? Once in a while, you have to do that. I mean, you're going to waste your cigar. So here we go. Complete wrapper. That is a long filler cigar. That is a complete wrapper right there. Let's see the binder. Look at the binder. Complete binder. You see, that is a cigar that's not going to fall apart on you. That is a cigar that's going to drop the ash in about 1/4 of an inch. And then you have a long filler, long leaves. Look, long leaves. So once in a while, cigar sellers out there, cigar makers out there, look at the long pieces. See, you have to once in a while do that to see what kind of cigars you're getting, to see what kind of cigar people are actually making for you. See, We don't use mixed filler. I do make, if we have a flavor line, and believe it or not, some people like flavor. I know I don't like them personally, but a lot of people like flavors, man. And I'm telling you, I sell flavors as much as I sell regular cigars. We have a bourbon infused, we have a vanilla vodka, all made with liquor. We basically infuse the filler, and it's got to be done in a separate building. My place where I make my flavor is about 3 kilometers away from what I make from the factory.
Wow.
I mean, you can drive by and smell the fume, smell the liquor, smell the flavor. So you don't want to have it together. But we do make cigarillos. People love those. And normal cigars infused with liquor. We make an old fashioned that is a freaking killer. We make an Irish cream. We make a rum flavor that is a freaking awesome cigar for people that like flavor.
Well, now, since you're mentioning all these liquors, I can get behind a liquor flavored cigar. It's the vanillas and the blueberries and the strawberries, and get out of the way.
No, we don't make no fruits. We make, and that's, sometimes people ask me, say, Fausto, do you make a cherry? Do you make a peach? Do you make a apple? No, we're not into fruity. We just make liquor infused cigar. And for those, you cannot use long filler because it'll be too moist. It's got to be a little bit shorter filler to make the infused cigars. Because when you infuse cigars with liquor or with any flavor or with anything, it's just going to be too moist. You won't be able to draw. It's going to be a mess. So yeah, we do that as well.
Interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah. I think that's kind of well, I think it's a smart move right now because of the popularity of flavored cigars. With the Deadwood line is incredibly popular right now with the pipe filler in there and other flavors and acid and asylum
Java is also flavor, right?
Java's a big one. There's asylum with the cold brew.
Tabac also, I think tabac is also flavor.
The asylum cold brew, the asylum split personality now, that banana one.
Yeah.
So that's definitely to keep up with the market. You're doing the right thing.
Yeah, it may not be my favorite kind of cigar, but I think it's really interesting, and it makes more options for the people that are interested in those things.
Yeah, we started doing flavors about 5 years ago because the demand was there, man. People just were asking for flavored cigars, man. Yeah.
I mean, they're good introductory cigars. They're good, if you just want something different to cleanse the palate, they're good for that too. And some people just like flavored. So you have many different facets of people that will actually sell to that. So, but for the, old fogies like us that like tobacco, we like to stick with our
tobacco is my favorite flavor. For a cigar, yeah.
That's what I'm in for.
Yeah.
That's what we're into. Which I'm, still digging this right now, I have to say.
It's quite good.
You also mentioned the other day the retro, how do you call it?
Retro
inhale, kind of like blow through your nose once in a while. And I asked, it's funny because I asked my blenders, a few months ago, once in a while they retro inhale. That gives you a different taste, a different aroma to the cigar. That is something recommended to do sometimes. So you can mix, so you can have that balance, the taste, and then the smell as well. That is something very, very, very good to do sometimes.
It is.
Yeah, and I find some cigars are a little kinder on the retrohale than others. This is a very pleasant cigar on the retrohale. It's not too spicy, so it's just kind of smooth and creamy to me. I don't know, as anyone else retrohaled or Smokey?
It's getting a little creamy, and yeah.
It has a different flavor on the retrohale. There's something there. I can't quite put my finger on it, but there is something there on the retrohale when you do it that's different than when you intake it, just regularly smoking it. But it's pleasant.
Hey Graham, you have any questions, man? Kind of quiet over there.
What's your favorite Transformer?
My friend was right. Let me call my son for that.
Phone a friend is an acceptable answer.
That is fair. That is fair.
13-year-old boy, so yeah.
The joke behind that was I was trying to validate the reason I was at PCA, and I was like, I have to ask media questions to cigar people because I'm not, I crack jokes. My thing is jokes. Like I'm not terribly fluent with cigars is terminology and such, but my decision for, hey, what kind of question can I ask every single cigar representative out there was, what's your transformer, or what's your favorite transformer? And it didn't go well.
Yeah.
I got a couple of people that were really excited that like I was asking something different and it was getting them off their feet or whatever. I had a couple people that came up with their own transformers and usually in profane ways. And then I had a good handful of people that are like, what the fuck is a transformer?
Yeah, you definitely have a lot of fun, man, and that's one of the things that attracted me when I was looking at the podcast. I said, this guy's, just having fun, man, and this is such a big community, but we try to stick together because you don't know when you're going to need that guy, man. You don't know even one simple phone call to ask a simple question about blending, leads, packaging, vitolas, different shapes, whatever. If I can help, man. They can call me anytime. I don't care where you're from or where you at, And throughout the years, I mentored a lot of people, man. When I first started selling cigars in Tampa, there was only 3 cigar vendors here. There was 3 of us. Now there's got to be about 12 of them around the city selling cigars, doing the things we do. And yeah, man, I'm always there to help. I'm always there to assist. I'm always there to provide any information. And if I don't know, I will let you know. I say, listen, I do not know the answer to that question because I don't know at all. I'm learning every day. Every day is a lesson. Every day is a learning process.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's great because the more you learn, the better off you are, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I am learning, but I ask ridiculous questions while I'm learning.
Hey, otherwise you don't learn. You don't learn about.
I'm playing the long game because next time we go to PCA, I want someone to be like, "Oh fuck, here comes Grim." What's he gonna ask this time? Who's your favorite Ghostbuster?
Maybe that could be it.
It could be. You never know. We'll find out.
We'll find out. So, Fausto, since you were in the military, I gotta ask everybody in the military, what's the best branch of the military?
Oh my God. Oh God. That's a tough one. Initially I was trying to join the Air Force. So I went to the recruiter station and the Air Force guy were never there. The recruiter was never there. So I made like 5 different trips. So one day the Marine guy talked to me and said, listen, he's never there, man. You don't want to join the Air Force. Come on, join the Marines. Look how cool of a uniform we got. And then I thought about it and I say, nah, I don't know. Then I came back another day and the Army guy was there. And he kind of talked me into it. And he said, yeah, listen, you don't want to be a Marine. Definitely not a Navy guy. The Air Force guy is never here for you to sign up. So why don't you join the Army? So I said, all right, let's take the test. But I love every military. And want to take the opportunity being Memorial Day weekend to thank everyone that made that significant sacrifice for this country. It's a lovely country. I love it. I enjoy every minute of it. Will I have done something different in my career? Probably. Everybody made mistakes. I stayed out of trouble, but I could have I did my 100%, but I could have done a little bit better. But yeah, man, I love every branch. Every branch out there, I have nothing but love for you. Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm still holding out for the guy that says, Space Force, but that's just me. How are we doing on our cigars? Are we about halfway?
I'm halfway.
Yeah, about halfway.
All right, let's do a halfway check-in. So far, it's been delicious. It stayed medium for me. It hasn't gone full yet.
Yeah.
But it's very smooth. Very smooth taste.
Yeah.
I like that white ash that's on it, burning pretty evenly. But that taste to me is it's good. No film in the mouth, which is excellent for me. But I am enjoying it. How about you, Grim?
Yeah.
What are you guys pairing it with? What are you guys drinking?
What am I drinking?
What are you guys drinking? Yeah.
A margarita.
A margarita.
The flavor intensified, which I was expecting because the last couple of Smokies that I had were definitely more as it went along. So I'm thoroughly enjoying myself. It's a good cigar. I've only had to touch it up a couple of times, but that might have just been how I had it in the humidor. All in all, it's a great cigar so far.
And what I'm drinking a knockoff Dr. Pepper Zero, because I love Dr. Pepper with cigars. Just something about those 23 flavors. How about you, Robert?
All right, first let me apologize to someone. Okay. First, I'm fighting an internet connection. Normally, I'm on the back porch doing this, but my next door neighbors are having a party, so I'm on the front porch. Not as good internet. But I agree with Ben. It's a medium smoke right now. I love it. It's not heavy. It's no taste in the mouth. It's very easy to smoke.
Awesome. And how about you, Zach?
I've had no issues with the cigar. Construction seems very solid.
Mm-hmm.
As far as flavors go, similar. Hasn't changed much. A little bit more intensity. I don't know if it's just like where my palate's at right now, but I'm getting a lot of like sweetness out of cigars lately, which is enjoyable. It's not like overly sweet like a sugar tip or anything like that. It's just kind of like the natural sweetness of the tobacco. I would compare it to like a cup of black coffee that's maybe lighter roast and it has a little bit of sweetness to it. It's a really, really enjoyable, relaxing cigar, not over the top on power. So I wouldn't worry about having to eat before I had this cigar or worry about, not doing something while I'm doing it. It'd be a great party cigar. I think this, like at an event, this would be like maybe an ideal blend for newer smokers and people who aren't into really heavy stuff. And I like heavy stuff too, but often this is about the right spot for smoking a cigar on an enjoyable day. And I'm pairing with some really high quality water.
High quality
perception and aroma varies, even with the individual. Even age has something to do with the perception, the taste, the palate that you have in the cigar. And normally what is recommended is trying at least 3 cigars, especially something that's handcrafted like this, because not every cigar is the same. You can taste this cigar tomorrow, it'll be, today's tasting a little different. Maybe because it's hot, maybe because it's rainy, maybe because your palate is different, maybe because you've been eating a lot of chocolate or something, or
exactly,
or not eating or eating. So it varies. It varies all the time.
Yeah, I've noticed that when I get like a box of cigars, I've had this before where one of the cigars is just unsmokable. It's just a terrible cigar for whatever reason, something to do with the leaves in it or the construction or whatever.
Yeah,
just not a good cigar, and the rest of them could be fantastic. So I agree. Having more than one of something is a good test of the cigar.
Yeah. And that's also a reason why we like to have multiple people on here, because they'll all have different experiences on the same cigar.
Right.
So it's kind of the principle behind that as well. We love doing that because you have different tastes from everybody. Of course, they have what they love, what they don't love, are completely different. So that's why we have multiple people on here doing the same thing. So you can kind of align your taste with somebody that, you know what, I agree with them more on cigars. Let's go that route.
Did you guys met Carlitos Fuente at the PCA? You had a chance to meet him or no?
I didn't have a chance to meet him, but I saw him there.
Yeah, he was there.
Yeah.
Hochi Blanco was there from La Galera. A good friend of mine. I think he was there too, and a few other guys. I think West Tampa Cigar was there too. Yeah.
Yeah.
We talked to Rick.
Yeah, Rick.
Yep,
Rick
we're
was
gonna have
there.
Rick on here in a couple of
Rick
weeks
Rodriguez
as well.
was there.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Rick seemed like he was a good guy. Yeah, we'll have him on a couple weeks, 1 or 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, I think that's about right.
So, other than the fishtail, do you have any other projects going on?
Right now, late summer, we're gonna release my 10th anniversary. I'm gonna make sure you guys get some too. It's gonna be a Habano 6x60 pigtail, a Habano. That's gonna be my first Habano entire cigar. Because I use Habano for my barber pole. I use Connecticut and Habano, but it's gonna be entire Habano wrapper. Special blend, limited edition, and we're also doing a Toro barber pole. So I'm releasing 2 10th anniversary. It's gonna be late summer. It's gonna be released there. The past 2 years, I'm opening the market there in the DR as well. It's doing okay. Still a lot of work to do. But yeah, I am selling my cigars in DR as well. We're having a huge party. I think it's going to be on the 28th of June. That's when we do to release the 2 blends. And then this guy is coming out here also by the end of the summer as well. It's going to be a different packaging. We're working on the box already done and everything. Because right now, most of my cigars come in bundle of 25. It's reduced the cost. I can sell it a little cheaper to the customers. And I break them apart anyway. Because what I do, I place them in humidors. When we do the display at events, we set them up in humidors. And people can approach us and buy cigars. Now, if they want a bundle of 25, of course, I got plenty of bundles there for me to sell. But yeah, with this 10th anniversary, it's going to be in beautiful boxes that are coming out.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So what's the barber pole blend going to be?
All Dominican. Criollo 98. The wrapper is going to be Habano and Connecticut, just like this one.
Okay.
The cigar is basically going to look like that, but with a different blend.
Okay.
That's the Toro barber pole.
You're going Toro. Okay. For some reason, I was thinking torpedo. I was like, we had the torpedo. Wait a minute.
No, it's going to be a Toro. I don't think I sent you the Toro. Yeah. So we also make Connecticut Toro right here. That's a Connecticut Torpedo.
Yeah.
I don't think I sent you this one. This is the Perfecto Connecticut.
Nice.
That's the brother of the Maduro that I sent you. I think you have this one. I didn't send you this one. We have the Maduro 6x60, and I think I sent you the Shaggy Food Pigtail. Yeah, with the last quarter of an inch back wrap. It starts kind of funny, and it's meant to be like that because it's easy to light. It's easy to start. So it starts up and up at the beginning, but then it picks up again, and it starts getting very nice. I don't know if you have that one. And then we also have the Toro Maduro. I don't think I sent you this. I sent you this one, 4x60 something, the Shorty, Big Smoke. Yeah, I think you have that one.
That's the first one we smoked.
We also make it in a petite, in a very small barber pole.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Yeah, very short smoke. I mean, don't let it fool you. It'll last about 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Sent them with the Perfecto Maduro as well. It's a cigar that will last. So right now, not counting the 2 10th anniversary, we have about 15 blends. 15 different vitolas that we have. And that's including the new fishtail. Yeah.
Very cool.
So yeah.
That thing looks cool.
That's
really
pretty
that
decent. That's pretty good for now.
So I've noticed that you haven't really named your lines. Like a lot of people name their lines, like Crown Heads. A lot of people name their lines. I can't think of any off the top of my head right now. La Bamba from
correct,
Espinosa, and Knuckle Sandwich, and is it just easier not to give them names because I know with copyright laws and crap like that, you have to fight all that junk?
Yeah, that is a great question, and it's something that I've been thinking about it for a while. But I wanted to find something unique. I wanted to be something that goes with me, that goes with my story, that goes with me. So yes, we're gonna start naming the cigars with military-related names.
Okay.
Like
Very
the
cool.
Warfighter Reserve, like the Officer's Choice, like the Barracks Choice, or
I like Officer's Choice. That's
something
a good
related
one.
to military. I'm even going to name some related to generals and colonels and officers that I had that will always remember for the rest of my life. I'm going to name some of my cigars like that. Yeah, so that'll be coming
cool.
up. That'll be a facelift that I'm going to do to my ring, to my labels. And it's nothing but creating a name and adding another label to the cigar. That's all it is. So yes, I'm glad you mentioned that because that is something that's coming up very, very soon. As a matter of fact, the 10th anniversary is going to have it. I mean, it's just going to have limited edition 10th anniversary, but it's going to have an additional label on it with that name on it. Yeah. Very, 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 very good question. Definitely.
Yeah, because that's the first thing I noticed is like, a lot of people name their stuff that I didn't know. Because like I said, from a lot of people were talking about just naming a cigar can be a pain in the butt because somebody has the license for it or somebody, owns the copyright to that name. So that you can't use it. And I didn't know it's just easier for you. But if you're going to name it like that, that seems pretty awesome. I really like, what did you say, the Officer's Choice? I like that.
Choice,
that's a really good name.
Warfighter Reserve, and there's many others that I have in mind ready to make. I mean, it's easier to make like this because I only send one label to the factory and all the cigars go with the same label basically. Much easier, takes shorter time because the lady have to add another ring, another label to it, so it's another few seconds there. But it's definitely something that I need to do. Definitely.
And here I was hoping you're going to name it after different cars you had in the past. You had the 57 truck, get the Etzel, out there. I don't know.
Yeah.
You could have a super coffee cigar and call it a foo bar and be like, this cigar will leave you foo bar.
Fubar. Fausto, I've got a friend who's trying to get me to go with him to the Dominican Republic to stay at a friend's house. They've got like an Airbnb somewhere. I'm not sure where exactly it is. It's near the water. What is the best time of year to be in the Dominican Republic?
Okay. June, July, and August is going to be too hot.
Okay.
June, July, and August is going to be too hot. Any time during the winter, it's not really a winter there. You can go. Spring, it'll be a good time. And if it's by the water, it's probably in Punta Cana. You probably heard Punta Cana before. Punta Cana is in the east, and it's in the East Coast here. And then you have the capital here in Santo Domingo. And then you have Santiago up on the North Coast, where I'm from. And Santiago is a valley. They call it Cibao Valley, Valle del Cibao. It's a river that runs through it, surrounded by mountains. And then in the other side of the mountains, there is the beach. So it's the perfect soil for tobacco. I mean, we have the soil, the climate, and the terrain. I mean, it's just perfect. So 95% of the tobacco production are in the north, in Santiago, where I'm from. So so your friend would probably mention that there's beach all around, but it's probably Puerto Plata or Punta Cana. But
I like
springtime or winter, it'll be fine. I mean, you can go in the summer too, but it'll be hot.
Well, I've only been out of the country once, and we went to Playa del Carmen in Mexico, and it was in December and January, and and I was surprised at how warm it was, and I would imagine that the climate's similar to being on that kind of longitude and latitude.
We go 3 or 4 times a year. we go during Christmas. Now in the summer we go for like 2 months. We're coming back at the end of July. So we always there. So anytime, man, you guys want to come down, just freaking let me know. I'll definitely help you out. Take you to the factory, take you to the plantation. We can bring plenty of cigars. So anytime, if I'm there, freaking just give me a call. Send me a text, send me an email.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'll let you know when we start planning it. I don't know if we're going to be able to swing it this year, but
Yeah.
but definitely something that we've been talking about.
Yeah, Robert and I actually got to.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Zach. Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
I'm about to say Robert and I actually got to go to Puerto Plata, in the Dominican Republic.
cruise?
Yeah, on a cruise.
On a cruise, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and we went to I think it was Ocean World there, and just the trip to Ocean World was gorgeous. Like that area and everything was just so gorgeous, and the temperature was so awesome.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. We are behind. If you facing this way, we are behind the mountains from Puerto Plata. We are 30 minutes from Puerto Plata. So if you cross the mountain, you get right to the port there. Yeah. Very nice.
Gorgeous.
Very nice area.
Yeah, temperature was awesome.
Yeah.
They made us want to say we want to go back there just to vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just go there because it was a good time just seeing it and experiencing it for the first time. Wish you had more time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my friend he actually spent I think it was like 7 years of his childhood in the Dominican.
Okay.
He's from America, and his father took a job that I guess they were consulting on some sort of mining operation down there, possibly.
Okay.
And he lived there for about 7 or 9 years or something of his childhood, and he has very fond memories of being there.
So he probably knows the area. Yeah, if he spent a few years there, he knows.
Yeah.
He knows where to take and where not.
Man, I hope so.
He knows where to go. Definitely.
Behind every nice place anywhere I've ever been is a not so nice place.
There's a not so nice place.
Yeah.
And it so depends what you want to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'd like to go to the nice places. I want to avoid jail time and getting killed. So
yeah.
That's advisable. You want the good food, the good beer, and the good times. That's what you want.
And cigars.
Man,
good cigars.
Don't hold back,
good
man.
Cigars,
Any question that crosses your mind, please, man. I am willing to answer it, man. Anything
Absolutely.
You think I might be able to help or give you an idea, whatever, please shoot away. You can call me anytime, and I'll be here for you. Definitely
Appreciate that.
Definitely.
When we start going back and forth on the planning time frames and stuff, I'm definitely gonna shoot you a text or something and ask some questions.
And you better go visit the factory. That's
the
all I'm
Cigar
saying.
Heritage Festival in Ybor, first weekend in December.
I want to go to that.
You heard of that before, right? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
It happens at the Centennial Park, right in the center of Ybor City. I've been participating there for the past 8 years. I'm always there at the center by the VIP area. Yeah, you guys more than welcome, man. Come by and party for a weekend, And there's a hotel right next to the park, so most people stay right there. So you can basically crawl there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That park is right in front of the museum, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. We visited that museum because it was really cool to see the history of Ybor City there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is a nerdy thing to do, but if you want to learn about Ybor City, it's really cool to see that.
Yeah.
It's only like $6 to go see it, so it's worth it.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
But I really enjoy Ybor City. I've gotten to go with a couple of friends of mine here at the beginning of the year, and we had a blast. Just to see all the different cigar shops and everything, people rolling right there. I wanted to go to the J.C. Newman factory, but we didn't get a chance to go there. But it's an awesome place. I agree with you 100%.
A lot of questions that I get asked all the time is, are your cigars hand rolled or machine made? there's no possible way in hell that you can find a machine to make that type of cigar. And if you find one, please let me know. You know what I mean? Because I will buy 5,000 cigars a month from you and the machine as well. But there's no possible way. I mean, even the most simple cigar to make, which is a Toro, there's no way. Now, a cigarillo, something flavor or something, you can there probably some machines out there that makes it. But see, they're so small, you can only have the long filler so long. There's got to be a little bit of mixed filler to make a small, gas station flavor cigar. Yeah, so they mass produce those things. Yeah, there's no other way to do them. But to make a regular cigar, a perfecto, which is taper in both ends like this, I mean, it takes an art, man. It takes a lot of work.
Yeah, a lot of work.
Because those, like the perfectos and stuff, you can only use mold so much for that, right?
Say again. Sorry, you coming in very low with it. Oh,
I'm sorry. For the perfectos and for like the Solomons and stuff, you can only use a mold so much for that. A lot of that has to be shaped by hand, doesn't it?
Correct. Yeah. The mold gives it that initial shape. You can leave it on the mold for a day. That's not a problem. It's meant for 5, 6, 7 hours, 8 hours. You can leave it overnight. That's fine. But that special roll, the roller, the torcedor, is the one that's going to create the shape in that cigar. The same thing for this one, which is the Solomon, which is 60-something in one end, and it tapers down to a 52. Only a guy that knows how to make. So only a guy with a lot of experience can roll a cigar like that. See, and it's an art, man. I mean, you have to see these people. You have to, like Zach was saying, you have to sit down there and just watch these guys how they do it, man. It's amazing. It's an amazing thing. Yeah. Yeah,
and it's fascinating to sit there and watch them roll them because it's the precision that they have and at the speed they go. It's like, how the hell are you doing that? It would take me an hour and a half to do what they could do in 20 minutes.
And don't let nobody fool you, man. This cigar industry is booming, man. We go like this. Cigars are so much in, and it used to be for older folks. Now millennials, younger people are freaking smoking cigars. You know what I mean? Like our age, your age. Cigars are in, man, and they're in to stay. We were thinking for a while that when the bait thing came out, all the electrical cigarillos, whatever, the cigar was going to go away. But now, man, cigars are in. Cigars are the latest thing, man, all over.
Yeah. I mean, it's because they have so much going for them. Besides the fact you're sharing something that is handmade, well crafted, tastes good. The conversations you have over a cigar, the things you can learn about cigars is so fascinating. It'll keep it going because there's always something new to learn. There's always something new to talk about, and you have a good time talking about it over a cigar.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons we kind of started the podcast was mostly just to hang out in that kind of lounge setting that we kind of all enjoy with our friends that are too far away to go meet at the lounge.
Right.
So that's why we hang out at the Back Porch Lounge and happen to record it now.
Yeah, because Zach's up in Tennessee, Andy's over in Shreveport, Louisiana. All of the rest of us are in Georgia.
In Georgia, okay.
But we're in all different locations though. But we make ourselves have a reason to come out and have a cigar and and just enjoy ourselves.
I met so many good friends, man. Met so many nice people. Great conversations, great stories. Because I always say you got to have. It's a combination of three. It's got to be the company, the cigar, and the place. And then comes the drink. You got to have all four of them, and you got to have the time, too. If you don't have the time to smoke a cigars, don't do it, man. Don't do it. I mean, you consider time as well. I mean, if you got to go back to work or something, but you got to have that special time, that special place, and sometimes that special company to enjoy a good cigar. Yeah, it's good to smoke one sometime by yourself, but a special company, man, it's a compliment. It's something that's freaking awesome.
Yeah. I tell the guys all the time, I don't usually smoke alone unless I've been stressed out for a day or something like that, and I just need to decompress, I'll go smoke alone. But normally, it's with one of my buddies. We got to smoke, have a conversation.
Any of your wife smoke? Any of your wife? No.
My wife will occasionally smoke a cigar.
Okay.
She smoked cigarettes when she was a teenager, and she when I tell her not to inhale it, she still does. So she usually has a pretty bad experience. but she will occasionally like have a puff off of one.
Okay.
She likes a CAO's Cherry Bomb, which is a flavored cigar. Very, very fruity. It's too much for me, but she occasionally will have one of those.
Okay.
But she doesn't mind that I smell like cigars all the time. So that's the more than I could ever ask for.
Yeah, my wife pushes me away with a stick.
Just pushes you away with a stick.
Yeah.
My wife has the kissable rating. She'll come in after I smoked, and she's like, "All right, come here, kiss me." So I'll kiss her, and she's like, "All right, you're still kissable." But if I'm not, she'd be like, "Yeah, you're sleeping somewhere else tonight." That's usually Romeo and Juliet. She's like, "Get the hell away from me."
Yeah.
But she also is the one that she doesn't understand, because she used to smoke as well. She used to smoke cigarettes when she was younger. So she was like, "Why? How do you enjoy it if you don't inhale it?" And I'm like, "It's still enjoyable. I promise you, it's enjoyable."
Yeah.
But she just don't get it.
Yeah, I'm glad my wife smokes, probably not as much as I do. And believe it or not, I do maybe 3 or 4 cigars a week, which is, for being in the cigar industry, that's not a lot. But she smokes with me sometimes during the weekend and stuff. Basically trying out the cigars, making sure, it tastes and the blend and the smell, the aroma, the balance, everything is there where it needs to be, like what we want,
For sure.
If I plan the time right, most of my cigars are aged anywhere from 3 to 4 months. People call it the aging room, but it's actually a conditioning room, where the cigar goes to the perfect condition to be sold and to be smoked. Like the 10th anniversary, they're ready. Right now they are in the conditioning room. So by the time I get it at the end of July, that I bring them back, they're going to be conditioned for about 5 months. So it's going to be awesome. It's going to be good.
So when you're,
as we know, the longer the better. The longer the better. But yeah.
So when you're conditioning it, is the cigar already made, or are you talking about you're conditioning the leaves to roll them?
No. The cigar's already made.
Okay.
The cigar, not the leaf. No, that is something else. The bale can stay at the warehouse, at the ranch where we have it, and it's another conditioning room, but it's such like a warehouse. They can stay there for a year or two, the actual leaf, ready to make a cigar. But I'm talking about the condition when the cigar is already made. Yeah, the only thing you have to do is pull it out, place the label on, and then you're good to go. And then be ready to ship.
Gotcha.
Yeah. You don't want to place the label on the cigar before the conditioning room, because sometimes they either expand or condense a little bit. So sometimes you run into a cigar that has a loose, that the label comes out very easily, and sometimes some of those that are very tight. It's because of that. It's not only because of the glue, which is a natural glue called the glue is called Tragacanto. Tragacanto is the natural glue that we use for the caps. So, you don't want to place the label on it before it goes to the conditioning room. You want to do it afterwards, where it's to the stage where it needs to be, either expanded a little bit or contracted a little bit to the right form. And then you place the label on, and then you package the cigar, and it's ready to ship.
Gotcha.
Awesome.
Very cool.
It wouldn't be our show if we didn't throw a little pop culture in there. Have anybody watched anything good lately?
Man, me and the wife were watching The Righteous Gemstones, and I feel dirty about that.
Why? It's so awesome. It's
so
terrible,
good.
but it's awesome at the same time.
Yeah, I mean,
They're just the worst people.
They're the worst people. And like I can't get past it. And then they're just like there's a penis every other minute in an episode.
Yeah, I mean there's a lot of dongs in that show.
And most of the time, unwarrantedly so.
It's gratuitous, yeah.
It just suddenly like, oh hey, by the way, your penis is out. And they're like, oh hey.
I don't know if anybody watched it, but has anybody seen Landman?
Not seen Landman yet. I've heard it's pretty good.
Man, I put it right there along the lines of like Yellowstone.
Really?
It's Billy Bob Thornton. He goes out and procures land or mineral rights from landowners in Texas, right? And just the stuff that he comes up with is just amazing and mind-blowing about the oil industry. And him explaining it to like one of the lawyers who's kind of a, activist and is like, oil's killing the earth, stuff like that. And he's like, well, I mean, everything is done with oil. I mean, the roads, the tires, umbrellas, everything is made from oil. So until we find something we can make something else out of, we're kind of stuck. But it's really good. I've been enjoying it. We binge watched the entire season. It's that good. Just one weekend, we just sat down and couldn't stop.
We just finished Andor. And I felt like it started off a little rocky. I really liked the first season, and the second season ended good. Like it, I enjoyed it. I would say worth watching if you're a Star Wars nerd like me.
Oh, dude, yeah. About to say Robert's on board.
I know that you're all Star Wars nerds. Fausto, I don't know if you're into Star Wars, but I grew up watching it, so it's kind of part of me.
Yeah, I like to watch documentaries and history and wars and things like that, war movies and war documentaries. That's what I'm into.
I'm right there with you. I enjoy that too.
I do enjoy a documentary.
I think Robert's been watching The Pit.
Robert,
I don't know if y'all seen
Robert again.
Give us additional frames if you watch The Pit. No additional frames. He's not watching The Pit.
No, he watched The Pit. I don't know if you've seen that, but The Pit is it's crazy. It's like ER but on adrenaline.
Yeah.
They literally have a case like almost every 2 minutes come into the ER, and its severities are just all over the place, and everything's an emergency and everything's going on, and it's crazy. But it's a really good show too, if you haven't checked it out yet.
Yeah.
Sorry, Fausto, we're a little bit of TV nerds, so we like to talk about that too.
Nothing wrong with that, of course. Yeah.
I don't understand how you two aren't done, or you three aren't done at this point, because I like went through that cigar, man. Like,
I mean, I've been puffing on it. It's been solid the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Are you saying you want to rate yours now already? I know. I did. Yeah, I have a feeling as soon as I put this one down, I'll be like, I want another one. I don't have another one.
Yeah, I want another one, and I'm looking at like the little nub that's left in my ashtray. And I'm like, I could get a couple more puffs out of you, probably, maybe.
Light the ashes, man. Light the ashes.
Yeah, like I say, I'm leaving on the 12th of June. We don't come back to the beginning of August, but I'm gonna put a care package for you guys. Some stuff that I'm gonna bring back for you guys to enjoy. I don't expect anything. I just want you guys to have some cigars, enjoy them. You got to try more than 3 to come up with a judgment. Maybe if I send you another Solomon, it takes a little. I don't know. Maybe
a little bit different.
I'll make sure to hook you up.
Well, we appreciate that. And you said the same thing about the first package. You said you not expect anything, and I told you we want to rate it because if you're nice enough to send it to us, we definitely want to rate one for you. We rated one for you already, but we're going to rate this one too for you. But we appreciate it. We really do appreciate it. I mean, anybody wants to take the time out of their day to send a lowly podcast like us some cigars to try, we definitely appreciate it because we love to smoke. We love to smoke cigars.
It's okay.
And we love, getting our mind changed about something. Like I said, you've changed our minds about Dominican. We're looking more into Dominicans now because heavily we have been like favoring Nicaraguan more.
Yeah.
But these are at least for me, it's been bringing me back into, hey, let me give Dominican a little bit more of a chance here.
Yeah.
Because kind of now I've been shying away from them, but not anymore.
Definitely. And when you send me that email saying that I sent you my entire line, I'm like, no, man, I only sent you 5 of those. I got another 10. that I want you guys to taste. So yeah.
I've been a fan of La Flor Dominicana for a long time, and I know that not all of the tobacco they use is Dominican, but there's definitely there's something about the Dominican tobacco that's it's smooth and and rich.
Yeah, definitely.
Sorry, I'm just sitting there puffing away on this. Do you want to go ahead and rate them?
So, I have a question for Fausto.
Mm-hmm.
What's your wife's favorite cigar in your line?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, she likes the Perfecto. This guy right here, the Perfecto Maduro. She likes that, number one. Then she likes the Toro Maduro. She likes this guy right here.
Okay.
Number two, and I want to say number three, when she feels doing something lighter, smoother, she likes that Torpedo Barber Pole.
Okay.
For her, those are her last, top three. And she actually came up with the blend as well. Because she go to DR with me, we go to the factory, we sit there and smoke. We have, by the office, we have this huge patio with rocking chairs. And we sit there and just smoke cigars and drink coffee and drink bourbon in the afternoon. Basically all day long. That's all we do.
That sounds like the dream right there.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, two of my master blenders are names that when you mention their name in the DR, every cigar makers know who they are. Yeah, one guy used to work for Davidoff for 30 years. He retired and then he started working for me at the factory there. So I paid them half time. I paid them not a full salary, but part time. So especially when I'm there, they sit with us for anywhere from 4 or 5 hours a day, just smoking cigars and trying new things, coming up with ideas, coming up with blend. This is how the Ligero is going to work. This is how the Viso is going to work. This is the Volado how it's going to work. This is what we have in production. This is what's going to be ready in December, January. But we're making this, but the Toro was staged a little different. I want a little stronger. I used to make a double Maduro. We stopped making it about a year ago. So we're thinking about going back to a very, very, very dark Maduro. So we're getting that leaf to the right point. It's hard to do, but we are working on a double Maduro, which is freaking delicious. It's like smoking chocolate. It's going to be freaking awesome. Yeah. So that's going to be interesting. It's going to be on a 6x60, so you can get a full puff, a full flavor, lots of smoke, and it's going to be a double Maduro. And that's going to be next year, but we start talking about that already.
Double Maduro.
We talk about the industry. We talk about social media, and we just have a round table that we just, everybody brings a question. We talk about packaging. We talk about labels and stuff like that. Boxes. Boxes is a totally different animal because you have to outsource the boxes. You have to hire another guy to make that is an expert making boxes because we don't do it all. We do cigars. So boxes is another animal. And you have to, when you select a package, a box, you have to program yourself so the boxes will be ready and produced by the time the cigars are ready. You see, you don't want to have 1,000 boxes just sitting there in the warehouse waiting for the cigar 6 months to be ready. It's got to be like one after the other. Boxes ready. A month later, cigars are ready to be packaged, ready to be sent. Yeah, so it takes a lot of coordination. It takes a lot of time and coordination.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well,
so I have a question about your double Maduro and maybe just a process about tobacco. So in order to make tobacco Maduro, it's fermented. Is that correct?
Correct.
That's the process that makes it darker. It is are you fermenting it longer to make it darker, or is you fermenting it a different way, or what? I'm not familiar with the process of fermentation other than I know that they're at a certain temperature and
the curing process, like I was saying before, takes 40 to 60 days. For your double Maduro, it takes a little longer and more taking care of the leaves and selecting the leaf. And not every leaf is going to be a double Maduro, because we have about 6-7 ladies. Actually, women's are better doing that than men's, selecting the leaves, selecting what is going to be, what is the proper leaf for a Habano, what is a nice looking Connecticut wrapper, what is a nice looking double Maduro. Not all the leaves in the plant is going to qualify for a double Maduro. But yes, it takes longer, much effort, more care, more treatment to make a double Maduro, because it's basically black. The wrapper is very, very dark. Yeah.
So,
forward to seeing that. That's interesting.
So going back to your social media thing, I've been I like your little videos that you're putting together with you, showing off your talking about yourself, talking about your company. But I think it was your video that I learned that it was the ladies that were better at picking out the colors, better picking out the making the cigars and everything like that. And that blew my mind. I was like, makes sense. Yeah.
I want to say 70% of our factory employees and rollers are women. There's a 30% that are male. Yeah. My packaging guys, male. Yeah, most of them are ladies. Most of them are women. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, social media, man. I neglected it for a very long time. I should have 100,000 followers on Instagram until someone say, "Hey, Fausto, wake up, man. What the fuck are you doing? You have something to show. You have a story to tell. You have great product. You have so many content, so many to show the world that you out there." So now in the past year and a half, we're back into it. I hire a girl that's taking care of my Instagram and some other stuff. And yeah, we're doing much better. But I neglected it for a very long time, which it was my fault. I did it the opposite. Most people, you look at them in social media and say, "Holy shit, this guy is killing it. This guy is selling cigars like crazy." I started the opposite way. I started making money and selling cigars first, not showing the world. And believe it or not, I somehow made it happen. But now we're back to where everything is kind of level out. Social media. I'm showing the presence. I'm showing that I'm out there to the world. So it's something that we corrected. We know it was helpful, but we will concentrate on some other things. Takes a lot of work, man. Creating content, creating things. Takes time and effort and money.
Well, I'll let you know this little secret. Since you're a manufacturer, they're a little bit more lenient because that's your product. But if you're talking about tobacco, especially like on podcasts or anything like that, they censor us like crazy. They throw the algorithm against us. They don't like to put out our stuff. And it's because we're talking about tobacco.
Yeah.
But you do have that advantage since it's your product that you can get out to a lot more people and get out to things. So utilize that as much as you can.
Yeah.
And don't limit yourself to one platform either, because there's so many platforms out there now that you can put your stuff on and get your name out there.
Yeah.
That it'll do nothing but benefit you. I know it's a lot of time, it's a lot of effort, but it's worth it, especially to you in the position you're in.
Yeah.
So,
they have placed restrictions on us many times and blocked some of the content and stuff. I know they have done it to me as well. But we're finding ways to where, we're getting it through. We're working on it, definitely.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, all right. Well, I guess we can go ahead and rate these, because mine is starting to burn my fingers, and I'm sad I'm going to have to put it out here soon. So it got more strength to it, so I'm definitely going to put it into the full category now. It's definitely a full smoke now. Getting it down a little bit further. It's been consistent. I've enjoyed the taste. No film on my mouth, so that's great. I'm going to rate this one. I'm kind of like with your wife. She had my lineup right there as and what I enjoyed for your line. But I think this one, I'm going to put this one above everything else. I like the Solomon a little bit more than I like the others that I've had. So I'm going to rate this one 4.5 out of 5. So it's got a high rating. I enjoy it. I want to go get another one right now. I know I have to order it online. Can't get it locally. But I am enjoying it. How about you, Grim?
It was. I mean, I've already kind of given a sample of my review as far as it goes. For I wanted to fucking smoke the remaining nub out of the ashtray. Like I don't like kissing ass like for our visitors or whatever, or for our guests. But at the same time, like, damn, dude, this is a fantastic cigar. It stayed medium full to me the entire time. The intensity was what was changing. Like it was a stronger taste for each section of the cigar, so it really kept me on my toes the entire time. Like I didn't really settle into, hey, this is the taste of the cigar, which for me is fantastic. I have ADHD, so like changing things, like flashing lights and shit like that, like I'm in on it. It held together awesome. It was. There's no film in my mouth. There's no aftertaste that I'm worried about. Like it's all around awesome. So I'm gonna say 4.75. I think I liked one of the other ones more, which is why I didn't give it 5. I can't remember what it was now. I like one of your line a little bit more, so that's why I had it rated a little bit lower. But it's fantastic, man. I appreciate it.
All right. And I'm going to try to get Robert back on. He's still having problems, it looks like. So, Zach, you go ahead and do yours, buddy.
Okay. Flavor-wise, not any significant changes, just building in intensity, which is enjoyable. And I would call maybe medium full for me. Not quite all the way full, but definitely more intense towards the end. It's so like Grim was kind of saying, I'm at the end of the cigar. It's starting to get hot and a little hard to hold on to. But I don't want it to be over yet. If I had another one, I would probably pick it up and smoke it because I don't want it to be over yet. And I'm gonna give mine a 4.5 as well. It's a great cigar.
Awesome, thank you, guys. Thank you.
It is. Well, it looks like Robert's having a little bit of difficulty, but we'll get his rating on the website. But now, Fausto, I want you to take this time. Tell us a little about, I know you've gone over a little bit what's coming up, but anything you got going on, anything you want people to know, please take the time to do so right now. Let everybody know what's going on.
Yeah, great. First of all, like I said before, thank you for having me on. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share some ideas, share some of my information for your viewers to be out there and probably learn one thing. If you learn one thing from this show, that'll be great for me. And so I have nothing to hold back. I'm willing to help. I'm willing to share. I'm willing to assist anyone that give me a call or want my help. I have no issues with that. Like I say, the next thing on the plate is it's my release of my 10th anniversary, which is going to be in the next 2 months. By the end of the summer, it will be in the market. We'll be ready. We'll be on my website, and I'm going to make sure you guys get some of that as well. And you're having a great show, man. That is what attracted me. You guys always have fun. You're a bunch of good folks. I love the area where you're at. I wish I could move there. Florida is just too hot, too flat. There's no mountains. There's no trees. And it takes me 4 hours to get out of here. It takes me 4 hours to get to Georgia. So, I want to be like in the middle there, But anyway, I got a kid in school. He likes his friends. He likes his school. So I'm stuck here for the next 4 years, at least. And then I probably go back to the DR, retire again. But I have so much passion. I have so much love for this business, man. I get goosebumps every day. I get tears when I talk about cigars, when I talk about this industry, when I talk about the people, when I talk about the friends that I meet, when I talk about other cigars makers out there, because there are some good ones out there, man. And not only from the DR. There are some in Nicaragua. There's still some in Cuba, Brazil, Mexico. There's a lot of good people out there doing a lot of work. You only see the superficial stuff, but there's so much behind. There's so much work behind. There's so much coordination. By the time you smoke that cigar, it went through maybe 150 hands, 150 people making this little thing right here that you're paying $12, $15, $20. You know, it's a lot of work to it. So yeah, man, I had a great time. I enjoyed it. It's been a pleasure. It's been awesome.
It's been awesome. Thank you for coming on, and thank you for having that.
Thank you, Fausto.
Thank you.
You seem kind of hesitant about coming on, but we appreciate you coming on. I mean, because we've learned, we've learned from this, and we appreciate you sharing your craft and sharing your cigars with us to be able to try them. Because again, we had never heard of them, but I'm glad we have now. I really am.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
And since Robert's back, we can get Robert's review on this cigar.
4.75.
4.75 out of 5.
Very nice. Very nice smoke. Very nice. I did touch it up once because I've been fighting with my internet. So that's my own fault. But the flavor was great. Stayed consistent throughout. I enjoyed the hell out of it. And I look forward to having many more of these. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rob. You really picked a very complex one. When you say you were going to rate the Solomon, I say, oh, shit. I'm in trouble. This team better hold on, man. Otherwise, I'm going to be, definitely, yeah. It's one of the most,
it's really tasty.
I want to say the most difficult one to make, the one we put a lot of work into it. And only, as a matter of fact, only one guy makes it. Only one roller that I have makes a Solomon. Not many people make Solomons. Yeah, anybody can make a Toro, anybody can make a 6x60, but a Solomon takes a lot of practice. Yeah,
and a lot of love. You can tell. But we appreciate you being on the show. And at this point, I think we're going to say good night.
Thank you.
Thank you, Fausto.
Thank you, guys. All the best.
Thanks, Fausto.
Have a good one, Robert. Take care, guys.